Welcome top news today.
John Kelly speaks to Donald Trump as he participates in a bilateral meeting at the Blue House in Seoul, South Korea, November 7, 2017, from APREXShutterstock. Donald Trump's relationship with John Kelly, his chief of staff, fraught from the beginning, may finally have gone past the point of no return. Two prominent Republicans in frequent contact with the White House told me that Trump has discussed choosing Kelly's successor in recent days, asking a close friend what he thought about David Urban, a veteran Washington lobbyist and political operative who helped engineer Trump's victory in Pennsylvania. Ivanka is also playing a central role in the search, quietly field testing ideas with people. Ivanka is the most worried about it. She's trying to figure who replaces Kelly, a person who's spoken with her said. Kelly's departure likely isn't imminent, sources said. He wants to stay longer than Reince Priebus, an outside advisor said. Trump can also hardly afford another high-level staff departure, which would trigger days of negative news cycles. This could be like Jeff Sessions, one of the Republicans explained, referring to Trump's festering frustration about not being able to replace his attorney general. But the prospect of a Trump-Kelly rupture became more probable as news of their clashes over immigration leaked. Last week, Kelly reportedly infuriated Trump when he told Fox News that Trump had evolved on his position to build a southern border wall. Kelly further catalyzed Trump's ire when he told Democratic lawmakers that Trump was uninformed when he made his campaign promise to build the wall. The next morning Trump rebutted his chief of staff with a tweet, "The wall is the wall, it has never changed or evolved from the first day I conceived of it." Trump's anger at Kelly's immigration comments is the latest flare-up in a relationship that has been deteriorating for months. A four-star Marine general, Kelly was never going to be an easy fit in a West Wing with a Lord of the Flies office culture. Staffers have bristled at Kelly's rectitude, nicknaming him the church lady, a former official said. Trump has increasingly been chafing at the media narrative that he needs Kelly to instill discipline on his freewheeling management style. The more Kelly plays up that he's being the adult in the room, that it's basically combat duty and he's serving the country, that kind of thing drives Trump nuts, a Republican close to the White House said. In recent days, Trump has fumed to friends that Kelly acts like he's running the government while Trump tweets and watches television. "I've got another nut job here who thinks he's running things," Trump told one friend, according to a Republican briefed on the call. A second source confirmed that Trump has vented about Kelly, mentioning one call in which Trump said, "This guy thinks he's running the show." A White House official said, "It's categorically false that Trump is unhappy with Kelly. He's only ever referred to him as the general, tough, can be rough, and commands respect." Kelly, in turn, has expressed frustration with Trump's freewheeling management style and habit of making offensive statements. In August, when Trump incited outrage with his Charlottesville comments, Kelly complained to a colleague that he was holding it together. The next month, cameras captured Kelly's infamous facepalm at Trump's UN speech when Trump called Kim Jong-un Rocket Man and threatened to totally destroy North Korea. The New York Times reported that Kelly has threatened to quit numerous times. Trump, for his part, is frustrated that he's not getting more credit for positive news like the booming stock market and low unemployment numbers. In recent days, he told a longtime friend that the national polls, which put his approval numbers in the low 30s, are underrepresenting the real number. Trump insisted his approval rating is in the high 50s. The friend challenged him, but Trump didn't want to hear it. He soon ended the call. Full-screen photos 14 White House scandals we loved and lost in 2017. The first truth-bending claim of the Trump administration came just a day after the inauguration, when Sean Spicer introduced himself to the world by claiming that Trump's inauguration had drawn the largest audience ever, despite several photos showing a rather sparse crowd. Within a month, Spicer, once a well-respected journeyman flack in D.C. media circles, had cemented his reputation as Trump's own Baghdad Bob. Photo left by Lucas Jackson. Pull Getty Images. Right by Dual Samadap. Getty Images. Less than 2 weeks after he was inaugurated, Trump bungled a major campaign promise when he signed an executive order restricting travelers from 7 Muslim-majority countries from entering the United States. The order sparked protests across the country and threw border control into chaos as it struggled to implement something. Federal courts immediately blocked the ban, declaring that it was an unconstitutional religious test meant to discriminate against Muslims, and pointed to Trump's own comments as proof. The ban continues to wind its way through federal court, continually hamstrung thanks to the way Trump and then-advisor Steve Bannon mangled its initial rollout. Photo by Stephanie Keith. Getty Images. Back when she was still known as Trump's maternal handler, the White House advisor drew scrutiny for kneeling on an Oval Office couch as casually as if she owned the place she does not. She told the press that she had done so to snap a photo of Trump and a group of visiting presidents of HBCUs, and that it seemed to be the best angle. Photo by Brendan Smilovsky. Getty Images. The lawsuit against Trump University was the perfect allegory for a Trump presidency. The real estate billionaire stood accused of taking tens of thousands of dollars from regular folks, promising that his financial know-how would make them wealthy overnight, and then leaving them with nothing. Back in March, Trump settled 3 separate lawsuits, 2 class action suits and a fraud case, against the university for $25 million. Photo by Bill O'Leary. Washington Post via Getty Images. Of course Melania Trump, former model and Upper East Side inhabitant, would think nothing of wearing stiletto heels while preparing to visit a hurricane disaster zone. But after the internet slammed her for her tundy fashion faux pas, a practice that goes back centuries, she emerged from Air Force One just hours later wearing a brand new pair of white sneakers and what appeared to be a men's button-up shirt. Photo by Alex Wong. Getty Images. North Korea's 3 generations of punishment law dictates that if a citizen commits a crime, they and their entire family will be sent to prison camps, and the next 2 generations of children will remain there. Somewhat similarly, Donald Trump declared that Steph Curry's refusal to attend a White House ceremony acknowledging the Golden State Warriors NBA championship meant that the entire team's invite was withdrawn. When NFL player Tom Brady's turn came for a White House invite, he sidestepped controversy by claiming an illness in the family. Photo by Maddie My. Getty Images. Of all the Trump administration officials who habitually use taxpayer dollars to fund the private jet travel, Tom Price, the former Health and Human Services Secretary, was the only one let go because of it. Granted, his plane use was egregious compared to the other cabinet members being investigated, whereas Ryan Zinke, Steve Mnuchin, and Scott Pruitt racked up a few $1,000s in dubious flights to the homes. And to the occasional donor party, Price spent $400 on flights to places like Nashville where his son lives, Philadelphia which is less than a 2-hour train ride from D.C., and St. Simons, a private island in Georgia where he and his wife happen to own $1 million property. Such graft somehow infuriated Trump, who told reporters that he was not happy with Price's plain profligacy. Photo by Jaban Bots for The Washington Post via Getty Images.